Welcome to another video from Exit Strategy. Please like, subscribe, share the video if you found it helpful. Give it a thumbs up and pass it on if you believe someone else would benefit from it. I would appreciate that. Waking empaths, you don't accept disappointments well, but you will. We would like to rewrite the script in which we've lived at the hands of narcissists and disappointments in general. The human nature is to tell the story in a way that it comforts us. Doesn't matter how bad it is or it was. We doctor the situation to fit our comfort. Even when it puts us in a very deep emotional place when we're telling the story, that is the twisted comfort we get from it. And often we write the script in a way where it leaves us not totally blameless, but the blame is minimized. If we're even using the word blame or the responsibility, let's say that for lack of a better word. And before I begin to complicate this situation, I just want you guys to be encouraged that the way you look at your disappointments at the hands of what someone else did or didn't do for you, the way that you look at them, the way that you view them, the way that you see them, perceive them, and accept them now, you will begin to accept them in a whole different way. And this is contingent on not just your awakening, but the improvement of yourself, of getting to know yourself, getting to do a lot of shadow work on yourself. Find out what shadow work is, first of all. Find out what shadow integration is. Find out what becoming one with yourself, becoming okay in a space by yourself. These are just things that a lot of us don't do until it's at the hands of, or is at the conclusion, or as a result of being hurt or let down or disappointed. Yeah, sometimes we do spend time in our isolation and our seclusion and solidarity to just charge our batteries up in general, but it's often something that's forced upon us, whether we're conscious of it or not, to take time to ourselves for the reasons that we should is far and few between. But after the fact of being abused, not only by the narcissist, but just being burned out from a lot of things you go through in life, then we decide to take that me time. Less is very good. Less is best. When you begin to do this stuff that I just described, the shadow integration, the shadow work, some call it, you have to understand the veil has been, it's been lifted. It's been broken. It's been ripped. It can't be repaired. You see things that you can never not see. You can't even pretend you don't see them. You may try, but the self-improvement in which you're doing on yourself is going to help you accept these disappointments and appreciate the disappointments. Not to glamorize it in any way. Excuse me, the camera got bumped. Not to glamorize it in any kind of way, but it's going to be a part of, just a big part of the whole of you coming into the self, realizing that these disappointments are very important to your growth as a human being, and even more so going forth and try to improve the world around you. To be a strength to those who are hurting like you once was. Because the whole idea of what you went through is for you to go through it, get out of it, in order to be able to help someone else find their way out of the burning building. And I believe fundamentally that's what we are here on this earth to do. Is that's what God's intention for most of us, or if not all of us, to do. But some of us have defected from that calling. We have pledged allegiance to all the wrong things, notwithstanding a narcissist. There is even people who are empaths that have not truly walked into what they're supposed to be doing. And you may say, well, I don't know what my calling is. Well, you do know this. Your experiences, look back at them in a good way. Look back at them in a way where they're disappointments, in a way where you can revisit them, and then you can see your calling in that. You will find the calling in the disappointments, because you came out on the other side when a lot of people didn't. So that disappointment wasn't in vain. It wasn't all for nothing. Who wants everything their way? I think that would be a dull world to live in if everything went the way we wanted it to. If all of our friends and the people we knew did everything we wanted them to do. To me, I believe that would be a world, or that would be a space that would be very bland. You can anticipate everything a person is going to do, say, how they're going to react. And all of it would be contingent on your likes, your appreciations. This is a give and take world, not even to over emphasize the give and take, just a play on words. This is, this is a world where we are coexist, we procreate, we pro-educate, and we pro-elevate. We all are here to give something. And that giving must be something that is better than what has been given to you. If not just as good as what's been given to you. From the fact that you may be able to encourage people, you may be a person that just can sit in a room and just be a listener, be a consolation to someone. And I'm not talking about in the way that we once sat in the room and just listened to people's BS while they, gas us up to make us think we were the best friend that they've ever had. We were just a sounding board for them to get their rocks off and feel good about themselves and not give anything back to society. So we really want to look at our disappointments, empaths awaken, and those who are just now awakening. We want you guys to understand that we are here for good reasons, and most of those reasons don't involve us and the things that we think they should involve. Because this is a situation that we didn't ask for; it was given to us, and we chose to be involved and engaged with certain individuals in certain situations. We chose the job that we have. We make these choices in life. So your choices are your own. So what comes after the choices have been made and the disappointments come, just as much as you yield accomplishments from things, take some delight in disappointments, because all disappointments are not for your harm. They're for your healing. They're for your healing. And in disappointments, I bet you will find the healing that's very necessary for you to go forward and live the life that God created for you to live. So disappointments are not something that a lot of us are ready to accept in the way that we should. We want to say things like, I know everybody go through stuff, but I just wish they wouldn't have done it in the way that they did it. I just wish they wouldn't have took me through so much. I just wish I had been able to open my eyes or seen what I didn't see earlier. I wish I was just able to see it earlier. In many ways, that is just saying how you feel. But again, a feeling is not always factual in the sense of what is truth? You can say, I feel like that person is up to no good. Doesn't mean that they're up to no good. You can say, this person makes me feel uncomfortable. No one has the power to make you feel any kind of way. You can say, I feel a certain way around this person. I'm feeling a certain way because of this person. That is realistically how it should be said. But a lot of times we're enforcing responsibilities on other people that we should take ourselves. Now, I know everyone finds this somewhat, harder in times than not, because it's easier to say that I accept what they did and took me through, and what they took me through, rather than just really working it out. So now we're talking about just working it out, and working it out means going through this, getting to know self. And the more you begin to understand yourself and the things that you thought were disappointments, you're going to see that, wow, was for good reason. This was for reasons that I didn't see before. And I'm hoping that this is what you guys begin to see on the other side. I'm not saying sit here and play face like everything is honky dory. Pain, you feel it. Pain hurts. Disappointments hurt. They're not something you can just push under the rug. We're just talking about the process of getting on the other side of what you see now as opposed to what you need to see. And this is going to be liberating. It's going to help you live a life to the maximum, notwithstanding all the things that you went through, because you're going to end up in a place mentally, emotionally, spiritually, intellectually, socially. I think it says spiritually, in a way where everything you do will add up. You won't just be going through the motions. You won't just be going along to get along. Everything you do will have strong, deep meaning, because you'll be doing it from a deep understanding of who you are. Your choices will be your own. They won't be manufactured or influenced by most often things outside of you, which is how we all decide before we understand who we truly are in the consciousness of self. We all do things on a preconceived or perceived outcome. We do things in a certain manner. But once you get to know self, you will be able to more so accept outcomes as well as these disappointments in a whole different way, because you attempt to do something to a thing or for someone and you don't get the desired results. You'll be able to understand that that is not the primary goal, and you're okay with whatever the outcome is. Even the disappointments, you're able to accept it and not allow it to consume you. Just like we did before before we awakened to this foolishness, we absorbed everybody's issues. Their disappointments became our disappointments. Along with our disappointments became our disappointments. So we doubled up on the disappointments. And in the church, it happens more so than a lot of places that I can name off the top of my head. In spiritual arenas is where this happens at a lot, disappointments. We set ourselves up for these disappointments. And doesn't mean you're a bad person, or it has nothing even to do with being naive as much as it is to do with not knowing self. So fundamentally, go into spaces where you can get to know self. Isolate in a healthy way in order to get to know yourself. And then you'll be able to understand and accept these disappointments in the way that you should, in the way that it was supposed to be accepted. Because every attempt to do something doesn't mean you're going to have the desired results. If your attempt is in a good, meaningful, wholesome, organic way, and not in an impulsive way, Be able to be be able to be perceptive, be able to observe, be able to listen to your intuitions. All of these faculties that are gifted to you by God, we don't use them until, water's under the bridge. And now we're having to go back and rethink the things that we think, or rethink how we think. Better late than never. Don't continue to just believe disappointments are all bad, because they're not. So I hope this video actually shines some light on where you've gone, where you've been, and where you're going. And don't be disappointed in all the wrong ways. Allow your disappointment to help you listen to the inner self, to see what you can do to improve, and look at those disappointments as well to say, hey, this disappointment is not all that bad. And you can rethink and go back and look at how your approach to that thing was. How much did you expect? What did you expect? And then come to the ultimate conclusion that I can expect that's not a bad thing. But and to what degree I expect this thing to go exactly the way I want it to go. There lies the problem, and there should be the concern right there. So do these things in getting to know yourself, and you'll understand that all the disappointments, all the way back to when you were little, these disappointments came to serve you, not to destroy you. So that being said, bless.